Well, welcome back to Disco Elysium, y'all. We have made some progress. We actually have something to do with the body now. We can get the body taken down.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Everett told you to help us get the body down from the tree.
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior.
I did.
Then had him give me an order.
Uh-huh.
I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
There's a but. But, while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
Okay.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
Alright. I don't know how long this is going to take. We might as well give it a shot.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Yeah, we're the law around here.
Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
I also wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everett's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
Wait, is he talking to me? That's none of your business.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
Did we do something we shouldn't have done? Whoop, there he is. Is he down?
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
Oh, we sided with race victory, apparently. Thank you for your cooperation, Measurehead.
Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man from now on.
Alright, he called me ham sandwich. Let's go. Okay, yeah, he just broke the tree. Which I guess is fine.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Well, it's done.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
A field autopsy?
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Got it.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
We're gonna try to get the man's boots off. Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Oh, he still talks to us. All right. I hate you. You stink and you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
A baby affected with harlequinism, apparently.
You sure I got out of that one? Coppellini.
Alright, is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
No, my name's Harold something Dubois. Harry Dubois, that's our name. Rooney is obviously not who I am.
Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
I feel like I've been getting a lot of Harry lately.
You might be onto something there.
Dubois, Harry Dubois, HDB. That was what we found. Enough.
Come back later, Corpo.
Alright, what is it?
Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dream.
Okay, that's creepy. What's a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
We read about it, though. I mean, it's an autopsy. In the field, right? Clap your gloved hands. Let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Oh, because we're wearing our gloves. We're already prepared. We're ahead of the game. All right.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Yeah, we have the ledger, the red field autopsy form.
That's right.
Yes. All right. Open your ledger to the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
1. Assistant.
That's you.
That's me. Write the initials HDB. Harry Dubois.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
Number 2. Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815.
Does he just know that? He has a good memory.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi.
That's right.
57 equals Precinct 57.
Yep.
Followed by his date,
We read about this.
0803, and time of arrival, 0815, on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
Well, I'm the assistant today.
That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
All right. Write it down.
Next,
Name.
NA. Next,
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Okay.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write around 42.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Write down whitish.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky!
Shut up, Kuno.
Male.
Okay.
Pigs can have sex?
Right? Male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
Okay. We'll write that down.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
The man is the lieutenant.
It was
adjusts his
28%.
glasses and takes a deep breath.
Well, it's 42. You can retry it. Let's do it. Let's try this.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
Look under his fingernails.
His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
Do you think we missed something?
Yep, there's something we're not seeing.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
I know where there's a refrigerator.
Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building?
So that's what the ice bear shape is. Yes, there was.
Now, detective, I've rarely been disappointed by the size of a giant ice bear fridge, but I think we should still take a look at it first. Make sure it's big enough before we carry him over.
All right, let's freeze the guy.
Let's move.
Okay.
With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the deceased will become harder to find.
My God, we are smart. We are smart. I remember where it is. I remember. We have a shortcut now. Haha. All right. But we killed the bear. We unplugged it. All right, let's plug the bear back
Only
in.
the black cable is plugged somewhere in the dark.
All right. All right. Is he on? Yeah, he's on. His eyes are red.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red, watching over all the ice cream wrappers hidden inside its belly.
What do you think? It looks big enough for 2 corpses.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough, too.
Your visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge.
Wonderful.
Shall we go and get the body, then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
All right, let's do this, Kim.
The body is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the basement, then 10 more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
Beautiful. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
I'm not sure I believe you.
Of course you don't. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in an ice bear fridge. This does not leave this room.
We did our best with the means at our disposal.
Did we, though?
Yes.
Okay, maybe we did.
Yeah, we did, okay?
At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
When I have more perception.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge,
Ooh.
the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
All right, well, this has given us quite high chances. I'm glad we put those 2 points in.
Your arm reaches out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What is this? All right, really wants us to try to take his boots off. So let's try to take his boots off.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing.
Okay.
Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
You gave me the option.
This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone asleep.
What could the best thing to be with the boots? Just that they could sell for a lot of money? Nah, let's bag him.
All right.
He takes out a shiny black body bag and starts putting plastic over the dead man's face.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest in processing.
Okay. Well, like, would we have worn the boots and then everyone would know? I feel like we were going to snap his legs off.
Oh well, in another lifetime.
Okay.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
All right, let's go. All right, we're solo for the rest of the day. It's like 1 p.m. We have a skill point to use. Let's go ahead and save that. We should put some pants back on. And some shoes, maybe. We got this, and we got this. The
bullet is
fractured
safely
bullet.
sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found.
Let's feel the bullet.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
What do I do with you, bullet?
The squished little thing has no idea.
Okay.
I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet.
Eat it. Find the gun that shot it.
That sounds like something a police detective would do.
Yes.
First, you should learn all you can about this little guy.
Okay.
Then find the gun that shot it and the person that gun belongs to.
Wonderful.
He used it to kill your victim. Neato.
That is neat. Inspect the bullet closer.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Okay, look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound. What's interesting about the bullet thus far?
It's a jacketed bullet, close to 5 millimeters in diameter?
A jacketed bullet.
Yep.
Which would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle.
I knew that.
Not from a muzzle loader like those typically found on the streets of Martinaise.
Okay.
Very interesting. You have an unusual military-grade bullet in your hand. Now all you need is to find a gun that could fire it.
Oh, the antique rifle we found?
You can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you're going to remember arcane firearm models?
But I do know it. It's in my inventory. Or did I sell it? Did I sell it? Oh no! I sold the gun! Oh no! That's not good.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those.
That's my
pink money
shoes.
strips. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet?
You're right. Beautiful things do make people happy.
Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power. Crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world. Remember, when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes. Whether you like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal. Ultra-liberal.
Whoops.
They're either a gateway drug or a booster pack to get you deeper into free market ideology.
There's so many things to do. Perform an advanced analysis using hand-eye coordination. Don't we have an extra skill point? We do. We can put in hand-eye coordination. Okay, then we have to do here, and we have to do this again.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM, a rifle.
Thank you.
Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
Make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago.
Is anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses them these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for a well-preserved antique, most likely.
I already found it, and I sold it. Cool. Locate a working firearm. Oh. Well, was the one that we sold working? I thought it wasn't working, and that's why we sold it. Because I know where the stash is. Can we talk to him now about, like...
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I want to ask about my missing gun again.
Sure thing.
I sold you my gun?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind. Sure, man.
Alright. We could go back to the hole. What's this? There's something down there. Okay. How do we get down there? Why would you tell me that?
So,
Yep,
how'd you like our harbor?
this is him.
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
Was nice enough.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
He notes solemnly, then turns to you, a wide smile adorning his face.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Kuno told me you were supposed to know about the armor.
The little boy had a good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know?
Yep.
So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock.
Oh, he's the worst.
Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
The probe, though, what did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
Okay, anything else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
So Kuno used us to what? Scare you?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
Okay. What technical stuff did you learn?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove.
And it's too hard to remove. We sent him away with the boots.
So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
Cuirass? I always just have called it a cuirass. Is that not right? 4 pieces of armor up for grabs then, but I already sent the boots away.
I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least.
Oh my god, was that some sort of like achievement is to get the whole set? What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
I'm gonna find 1 piece of it. 1 is enough.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armored too. The one the bullet hit.
Very true.
Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him.
Yeah, the boots are gone. Thank you for that.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
Do you know who killed the hanged man?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The merc was hanged with a very specific type of cargo belt, one often used in heavy transport areas, for example, harbors.
What a thought. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed how?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
What is that?
He was an agent of the opposition. attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Did you kill him then?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me.
Oh.
Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men.
That's right.
With all sorts of skills.
That's right.
He's not lying about not doing it himself.
Thank you. This has been of limited use.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
Everett said you had a key to a door.
A key, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What door is this key supposed to open?
He said it belonged to a weasel.
Oh, say no more.
Oh.
I got you.
He taps the side of his nose with a little wink. I gotcha, sir.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I'm not really doing this for political reasons.
Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks.
You're welcome.
What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Where did you get the key?
The janitor gave it to me.
Okay.
Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for?
I don't know.
To feed our children, I guess.
I guess. Anything else I should know about this? This weasel person? When he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker.
Okay.
I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Okay. The man takes a big sip from his flask.
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard.
Actually, do you know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis?
Yeah.
They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Where are you striking?
We're negotiating our share.
What, your share of what?
Aye.
So, not wages or pensions.
This stuff. They already covered.
At least you got the benefits, that's something.
It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place.
How large a share do you want?
All of it.
Oh.
However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
What can you tell me about Everett?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
What does bossing the union entail, anyway?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties. Watches out for his own.
Okay. You mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it.
Okay.
Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
The desk seemed lavish to me.
He is reasonably lavish, sure.
Okay.
That's his prerogative.
Reasonably
It's
lavish.
not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker.
I guess.
That would be a manipulative illusion.
He's right in the middle.
Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway.
True.
And moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
Alright. Are you a communist?
No. I don't think I'm a communist.
Okay.
Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
You shouldn't take what's not yours.
Then how can anything ever be mine? But that's okay. We don't have to agree. The prairie is wide enough for all of us.
You seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about the political situation.
Sure. I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, Having command of his time is the most important thing.
Okay.
It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool. That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
It doesn't sound that cool. It sounds antiquated, obsolete, passé. It's not disco.
The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide. Yet it feels as if he could, effortlessly, go even wider, if need be. An endless torrent of time.
Alright, good talking to you.
Fuck does Kuno care?
I talked to Mignana about the armor.
So?
He raises his eyebrows, projecting aggressive indifference. He said you're the king of Jamrock. He told me you promised to sick the pigs on him.
Yeah, so? Kuno did sick the pigs on him? Kuno's a man of his word.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello.
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
I will remember this.
You go.
I'm sure it's going to give us the option.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Press your ear against the door.
The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw.
Okay.
You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
All right, let's unlock the door. Wait, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, let's unlock the door.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. The sound of the key turning still echoes in the yard. Hopefully no one heard. There's nothing else to do than to leave and tell Everard.
No.
No conceivable reason for you to intrude on the premises.
We're not supposed to.
There might be important information in the apartment.
Probably not.
I mean, there might.
About what? The murder? I've unlocked the door.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
What's in the container outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
No, it's the one that was attached to the crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
All right. I opened the door. Can we talk about the murder?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
I actually didn't.
He's trying to figure out if you're lying.
The deal wasn't for me to go inside, so I didn't.
You're right, Harry. You only had to unlock the door, which you did. So we're all good here.
Yeah.
He was testing you, and you succeeded.
I bet there's nothing in there. I bet there's like, I bet it's not, I bet no one even lives there. I bet it's an empty room, and this is just some kind of test that he does for people.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
You said the lynching and the strike are related. How?
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys.
What?
Wild Pines.
Oh.
Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
What do you mean?
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
Oh, our victim.
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Yeah, he did have a lot of scars on his body.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there.
Okay.
I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Okay.
About my fun container? It's a hoot, Harry. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in here the next time they move it. It will be very fun, I promise. But enough about me and my container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them. All hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
How did he end up hanging from a tree?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Wait, the whole neighborhood is in on this?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
Alright, so who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you. Idealistic people who want to make sure that bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
So they killed the hanged man?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping
The
faction,
Hardy Boys.
comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Are you not afraid that we're going to arrest them?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
So there was a bullet in the hanged man's head.
So they shot him?
Yeah, someone shot him in the head before they hanged him.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Harry. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my favorite policeman, Harry.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you think the security contractor organized the scabs?
You said it, Harry. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
That does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal.
That is true. You mentioned a lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Tell me about Titus Hardy and his crew?
Oh, they are simply fine young men. All 7 of them. Exemplary union members. Always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
What more can you tell me? Who's second command? Who's the most violent?
Harry, they're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Everett, I met the Hardys. Could you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry.
Thank you.
I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
Thank you.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Why?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
I don't need it. I don't want to take money from you. I already feel smarmy about what I'm doing for you.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Good talk.
Was it a good talk?
I guess.
I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Why? What do you mean?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left? So you have to be a social democrat?
What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
What would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What are the signatures for, Everett?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
But not like kicked out of their houses.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Are you 100% sure no one's gonna end up homeless?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them.
I don't believe you.
We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbour.
So where is this place?
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
You're already pretty deep into this. What's a little more? No one can see you here in Martinez.
Alright, I'll do it.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here.
He hands you an open white envelope.
You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal.
We can't get there
I
yet.
hear there is some trouble with the waterlock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning.
Yes.
Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Okay.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
Okay. It's 3:17. We've auto-saved. A taxidermy fish that tells time. Neat. Why can't I just walk out? We have a lot of new things going on. We have a skill point, which we're going to save. We have this.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Try to find a loophole in the deal. Let's do it.
There is no loophole.
Okay.
The simple truth is the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
What are the ramifications of this?
Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
This is terrible. Can I do something?
Well, you could trick Everard.
Okay.
Get some random people to sign the document. By the time the union boss finds out, your business here will be already concluded.
Okay. Hello.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Titus does not look particularly happy to see you. I thought he was supposed to be able to tell us. I thought we were supposed to be able to talk to him. The Hanged Man. Did you do that?
The pretty boy.
Yep.
You really love talking about him.
Evidence. Show them you have it. It doesn't have to be conclusive.
I've spoken to the head of the union.
Everard?
Uh-huh.
And what did he tell you? That we killed him? That we took a cargo belt from the harbor, went out back, and used it to hang him? Because we did. All of us together. I hope he told the story straight. I hope he told it well.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
Yeah. I feel like he just said they hung him. They didn't kill him. There's a catch.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
How does the bullet in his head factor into this?
Huh?
A sip of beer makes the surprise go down easier.
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
He's tight-lipped suddenly.
Interesting, sire. It's as if he's lying to protect someone. He's not very good at it.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already?
That's not the cause of death.
Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
When did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to answer any of his questions.
The fixer turns to remind Titus.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known him?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
You mean Joyce, the negotiator?
No.
Oh.
I mean the Pines cow.
Okay.
The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Who called the shots?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head.
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
Let's not talk to her. We're gonna ignore her and say to Titus, no, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
Point at Elizabeth. I thought she did.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
Okay.
So am I. Now, how about you get the fuck out of my town?
He's very aggressive.
He killed the guy for stepping out of line? What? Is Mr. Titus Hardy here a fascist? No, sir. He is not. Get to the bottom of it. Ask again.
I'm gonna ask you again, Titus. Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary.
Okay.
And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
How do you know he was special forces?
'Cause one night...
Okay, how did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Actually, no.
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
The autopsy revealed the victim's hands were not tied, no signs of struggle. How do you explain that?
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, Capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
That definitely caught him off guard. In comes number 2 to take care of it.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
Things aren't quite right here.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
Who's cracking under the pressure? Fat Angus. They're smartly keeping him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link. Hey, you. You having trouble breathing over there?
No.
He looks up startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Where did all this action take place?
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
What'd you use to knock the victim out?
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samaran Isola. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool. He may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitching, no rushing, no uncalled for details.
There's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Okay.
Like what, Copper?
What are we gonna do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. You should go back to Jamrock, to your station, where you belong.
Yes. Run home, lonely rent-a-cop. Real law officials are done with you. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
I told you. I already talked to Everett. He said you'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Very mature guys. Everett sent word, right?
Yeah, I heard him. Now fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
You still haven't explained the bullet I found in the man's head.
You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head. You're right, Copper. That is mighty curious.
Truly curious. If you hanged him, how did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Statistically speaking, of course, yeah.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
I'm gonna ask you again. Why was this? Show them the bullet in the victim's head.
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
I do.
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
Okay, I'll figure this out sooner or later.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
It's not like he blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Alright. I'm gonna take off now. Bye. Wow. Well, we're partnerless right now. We've had a really big day. I think we're going to go ahead and call that for today. But we're really going now, so thank you so much for coming by. I'll see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Bye.